Why do you feel the need to explain yourself to people who never understood you in the first place? Have you ever noticed that the more you try to justify your actions, the more people question your intentions? If so, you're not alone, and this video is for you. Before we go deeper into this powerful Stoic truth, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stick around till the end. What you're about to learn isn't just philosophy, it's a tool that could change your love life, your confidence, and your sense of inner peace forever. Let's dive in. Storytelling setup. There was a man once. His name is lost in time, but his struggle is timeless. He was a loyal friend, a devoted partner, and someone who always tried to do right by others. Yet, no matter how hard he tried, he was constantly misunderstood. When he stayed quiet, they said he was hiding something. When he spoke up, they said he was defensive. When he acted with boldness, they called him arrogant. And when he withdrew to protect his peace, they accused him of running away. So he explained himself, again and again and again, until he grew bitter and hollow. Then one night, after a long walk under a rain-soaked sky, he opened a weathered book of Stoic wisdom. And on that page, he read words that struck like lightning to the soul. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. And at that moment, something changed. Main philosophy, Introduction to Stoic Psychology. This is the heart of Stoic psychology. You are not responsible for managing how others perceive you. Your duty is to live with virtue, discipline, and intention, not to entertain every whisper of doubt that others throw your way. Today, we're going to explore 20 suggestions by Marcus Aurelius that explain why you should never explain yourself. We'll uncover not only how these ideas apply to love and relationships, but also how they help you become untouchable in a world that constantly tries to shake your foundation. 1. The opinion of 10,000 men is of no value if none of them know the truth. Marcus reminds us, what others think of you means nothing if they don't understand the reality of your soul. Explaining yourself to people who aren't even interested in truth is like pouring water into a broken cup. You don't owe the crowd your truth. You owe it only to yourself. It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. Think about that. You trust your own heartbeat, your thoughts, your dreams. Yet when someone questions your decisions, you begin to doubt the very essence of who you are. Marcus would say, stop. You do not need permission to be yourself. 3. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. That's your compass. If you are guided by what is right and true, your actions will speak louder than any explanation ever could. If someone doubts your motives, let your discipline prove them wrong in silence. 4. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. You don't need to defend yourself against liars, gossips, or manipulators. You only need to live in a way that contrasts so deeply with them. Their words look absurd by comparison. The Stoic path doesn't entertain false accusations. It outlives them. 5. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Marcus Aurelius didn't walk around bragging about being Stoic. He led armies, commanded empires, and endured pain with grace. He didn't lecture, he lived. And in a world obsessed with image, the man who simply is what he believes becomes unforgettable. Transition, modern example story. Let me tell you a story about Elijah. Elijah was a man who loved deeply, but was always accused of being emotionally distant. His partner wanted constant reassurance, so Elijah explained. He wrote long texts. He showed up even when he was tired. He did everything to be understood. But the more he explained, the more he was misunderstood, until one day he stopped. He started living by a new code: silence, discipline, presence. And strangely, that's when she started listening. Because when Elijah stopped over-explaining, he stopped chasing approval and began radiating self-respect. And that changed everything. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. This is not about ignoring pain. It's about interpreting events with wisdom. If someone misunderstands you and you don't internalize their opinion, you have not been harmed. This is freedom. The moment you stop explaining, you stop giving your power away. 7. Receive without pride. Let go without attachment. This applies to love, friendships, and even compliments. If someone praises you, good. If they insult you, so be it. Marcus would say, accept both with balance. Neither should move your center. You don't explain yourself because your self-worth isn't on trial. 8. Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if thou wilt always look. When you're being misunderstood or misjudged, where do you go? Most people run to others seeking validation, but the Stoic runs inward, to their source, to the calm strength that never fades. That's where your explanations should live, inside, not out there. 9. To live a good life, we have the potential for it. If we learn to be indifferent to what makes no difference, criticism, gossip, betrayal, praise, flattery, they come and go like clouds. Your peace doesn't depend on their weather. So why try to explain yourself in every storm? Let it pass. Stay grounded. 10. He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe. This is not just poetic, it's profoundly psychological. When your thoughts, actions, and beliefs are aligned, you radiate clarity. People can feel it, even if they don't understand it. So you don't need to explain. You just need to be. Transition, inner dialogue. You may be thinking, but won't people think I'm arrogant if I don't explain myself? And to that, Marcus would say, let them. He once wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. The need to explain often comes from fear of judgment, of rejection, of being alone. 11. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Many people spend their entire lives seeking approval. They filter their choices, edit their personalities, and explain their behavior just to fit into someone else's narrative. But Stoicism asks you, when will you start living? You weren't born to justify your existence. You were born to live with purpose. So don't explain. Just begin. 12. Never esteem anything as of advantage to you that will make you break your word or lose your self-respect. Some people want explanations not to understand you, but to control you. They demand reasons for your silence. They insist you justify your boundaries. But remember, anything that costs your self-respect is too expensive. If your truth costs you their approval, so be it. Let them go, not with anger, but with quiet resolve. 13. External things are not the problem. It's your assessment of them, which you can erase right now. Let's say someone accuses you falsely. You can either waste your breath defending every detail, or you can shift your perspective and move forward. This is the true Stoic move. Erase the need for external validation. Your peace doesn't depend on their understanding. It depends on your judgment of what matters, and most things don't. 14. How ridiculous and how strange to be surprised at anything which happens in life. This one hits differently when you've been betrayed, ghosted, or misunderstood. We often expect others to see our good intentions. But Marcus Aurelius reminds us, life isn't fair, predictable, or neat. So don't be shocked when someone twists your words. Don't be shaken when they don't see your truth. Just continue your path quietly, powerfully. 15. Just that you do the right thing. The rest doesn't matter. That's it. If your actions are rooted in wisdom, compassion, and principle, the rest is noise. People will always have opinions. Let them talk. You don't need to play defense when your heart knows you're standing on solid ground. Short story, Lena's decision. Lena was a woman who had just gotten out of a toxic relationship. Her ex kept messaging her, "Why won't you tell me what went wrong?" Friends pressured her to explain herself. They said, "He deserves closure." But Lena didn't respond. Not because she was angry, but because she had already explained herself 100 times. And he never listened. So she did the most powerful thing she could. She walked away. No note, no drama, no defense. Because sometimes silence is the most complete explanation of all. 16. Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Explaining yourself often comes from a hidden desire to change others, to get them to understand, to wake up, to see the light. But Stoicism doesn't waste energy trying to change others. It refines the self. Let others misunderstand you. You stay committed to your path. Their confusion is not your failure. Sevasana, you are not compelled to form any opinion about this matter before you are ready. Here's a quiet Stoic power move. Take your time. You don't need to answer every accusation, or respond to every message, or explain your choices in real time. You are allowed to pause, to reflect, to say nothing. Because silence is not weakness, it's discipline. 18. Do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about your neighbors, and that includes speculating about what they think of you. How many hours have you lost wondering, do they think I'm rude? Did I come off arrogant? Should I explain why I said that? Stop. That energy could be used to build something, to write something, To love someone fully and clearly, you are not here to manage their thoughts. You are here to master your own. 19. A man, when he has done a good act, does not call out for others to come and see. True goodness, true honor, and true confidence do not need to shout. They do not need to explain. They simply are. Just like the sun doesn't apologize for shining, or the ocean doesn't explain its depth. Live in a way that speaks for itself. Quiet, steady, powerful. 20. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. This is where it all comes together. If you constantly think about what others think, you begin to live for them, not for yourself. If you always explain yourself, your soul begins to believe it owes that explanation. But if your thoughts are disciplined, serene, and rooted in virtue, your life will reflect that strength. You won't feel the need to explain, because your soul will be too busy being. Final reflection, full circle. Let's go back to where we began. The man who explained himself to everyone, until he opened a book under a rain-soaked sky. That man was all of us at some point, and that moment when he read Marcus Aurelius was a turning point. Because from then on, he didn't live to be understood. He lived to be aligned with his values, his actions, and his truth. You're not here to convince the world who you are. You're here to become who you were meant to be. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.